getting to the end of summer, and tomatoes is something that we get so many of, we don't know what to do with for 2 people. I know you can give them away, but we don't give them away. We make use of every single one of them. So something I discovered that I found is my favorite use of these tomatoes is to make tomato basil soup. So we're going to start off with 3 pounds of tomatoes. Now these are called Early Girl that we grow in our greenhouse. If it's, you know, middle of winter and you can't get homegrown tomatoes, then you could use some romas or some plum tomatoes. Get yourself some kitchen scales if you don't have them already to measure out your 3 pounds of tomatoes. Our basil it's a combo of 2 kinds. I'm not sure what we have here that we bought at the farmer's market. This time I put it in a glass of water and then a bag loosely over the top of it, and this is kept pretty good. I had a little batch of it in there that had gone wild in a bad way, but the rest of it is still perfectly fresh looking. We're going to need a couple of onions, 8 cloves of garlic. Now this garlic is really giant, so I don't think I'm going to use 8 of those, but I'm going to use some of that. We need some broth. Vegetable broth is the way to go. You can use water, which to me that's just boring. We're using some chicken broth because we don't have any vegetable broth. So this is not a vegetarian version or vegan version, but
it's gluten-free.
It is gluten-free, yes, and gluten-free. Salt, pepper, and oregano we're going to be using. So I've got my oven set at 400 while I work on my tomatoes. I'm going to cut these up. If they're smaller, you would just cut them in half, but some of these I'm going to cut into quarters. And then they're going to end up going on this baking sheet lined with parchment paper. Yeah, easy for me to say. So stand by. We'll come back when I've got these all cut up and taken care of, and we'll go on from there. Okay, I've got my tomatoes cut up into little pieces. They're different sizes, so I tried to make them sort of the same size. I threw my garlic in here. This garlic is pretty strong, so these gigantic cloves I used 4 instead of more. More if you like more, that's fine. So now I'm going to get this ready for the oven to roast. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil all over everything here, like so. Some salt and pepper. I'm going to decided to use some Maldon sea salt because it's good, it's sweet. This is kind of a sweet soup, I think. So that'll be perfect for that. Some fresh ground pepper. Okay, I don't know if I mentioned these are Early Girl tomatoes. It's the ones that we found to grow pretty successfully here in Humboldt County, in our little Arcata town. Okay, so my oven's heated up to 400. I'm going to pop these in there. And that's heavy. And then I'm going to let those roast for 40 minutes. 40 minutes. While that's going, I'm going to work on the onions. So I'm going to do that while those are going and show you in a minute. I'm going to cut these up, slice them really thinly. We're going to caramelize these onions to go in the soup when we blend them all together. Okay, so I didn't cry too many tears, as bad as Matthew was yesterday in something he was making. So I've sliced these really thin, like this. I try to cut them if they stay in big rounds, but it isn't really gonna matter. This is all gonna go into a blender. So my other onion's already over here in the pan. I've got it on medium heat with about a tablespoon of olive oil. And we're going to cook these to caramelize them. 20 minutes or more. It doesn't really matter. We have time. Oops, throwing them everywhere. So I'm going to come back and check on this every 10 minutes or so. It's nice to let them really cook to the bottom for a little bit and start to turn brown. That'll really bring out the flavors. I might not have mentioned this is a yellow onion. You could use a sweet onion if you want. I just really like the savoriness of the yellow onion because we already have those really nice sweet tomatoes that we're going to do. So let's just cook these up for a little while and let that happen while the tomatoes are in there roasting with the garlic. Okay, these are just about where I want them to be, I think. Getting a nice golden color to them. That's going to add a nice flavor. I think I'm going to just turn those off now and let them cool while we wait for the tomatoes that have another 16 minutes, and then those have to cool before we do the last final steps. Okay, my tomatoes and garlic have been in there for 40 minutes. Looks beautiful. So those are going to sit there now and cool for about 10 minutes before we go on to the blending process. And you can de-seed these, strain it, do all that stuff if you want to, but it's not necessary, so I don't like doing that extra work. It'll be fine. We're just going to blend it all up. That's going to add more flavor to it, so I'm okay with it. Okay, my tomatoes have done their few minutes of cooling. I'm gonna cross my fingers that all this will fit in here. I don't have one of those big, gigantic, tall blenders. They look delicious. Can't go wrong. I forgot to mention that somehow I get really bothered by people that say it's soup weather when it's, let's see, I think it's 72 outside right now, just because the sun's not out. But I think soup is any time you want to have it. Weather dependent. Oh, it's going to be close fit. I'm going to probably regret this. Okay. Put that all in there. Okay, now I'm going to blend this up. Hopefully. I don't want to ever use this thing. I don't know how to do it.
Just about like that.
See if I can get all these onions in there. It looks kind of like tomato soup. Matthew doesn't like soup. Well, he'll eat it. He likes curry, but tomato soup is something that gives him a little childhood PTSD. So I'll eat all this myself. Okay, in go the onions. It's going to be a tight fit. It's supposed to be onions and the basil go in here now. Boy, that was a mess. I thought that was years ago. Okay. Onions in there. Ooh, I hope this doesn't flop over the top. And my half a cup of packed basil. Oh my gosh. Okay, get ready for splapping everywhere. Oh. Let's start low. Oh. Come on. Doing all right. I'm gonna go warm up. Not enough. It's going.
It's going.
It'll be just
It'll
fine.
go.
It's fine. Okay. So, if I don't feel like this is blended enough, I can use the immersion blender in the pot. It's still got a few little bits in there. Whoop! This is fun. It's good enough. A nice mess. Okay, now this is going into a pot. We still have a few more things to do with this. So I'm gonna hopefully just chunky. Yeah, I might want to blend it up a little bit more. But I don't really care, it's just for me. Okay, now to add to my mess, we're gonna go over here. Put this on a low temp. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of oregano. I think it looks good with little green chunks in there. And some liquid. So this is a cup of broth. It could take more if you want it to be thinner. You can also add whole milk or coconut milk, cream.
Coconut cream would be good.
Yeah, that would be good. I don't feel a necessity to do that. Oops. Then I'm also going to add, there's a lot of optional things you can put in this. I'm going to do about 1/3 of a cup of Parmesan cheese. It's grated. That'll give it a little bit of a tang to kind of go with the sweet. Oh gosh, I'm making it splap everywhere.
Kind of like my day yesterday.
Yeah. I know you were wearing it. How bad is that to me? So now all we really have to do now is warm this up. I really like this consistency. I think it's fine. You know, smoother would be fine too, but you know, like I said, if you really wanted to like peel and seed them and go to all that, but I always feel like that's wasteful. But okay, now it's just gonna warm that up just a little bit. I'm gonna taste it to see if I need to add any salt or anything to it. Maybe a little bit more salt. I can't really tell. I don't mind it. And then, you know, when you serve this, you can put red pepper flakes on it. Whatever you want. Okay, we're gonna let that warm up, and then in a little bit we're gonna serve it up. Okay, my soup is ready. I'm gonna pour a little bit of Zinfandel to go with this. I thought about white wine or red wine, and I think some Zinfandel would be nice with that tomato. I'm gonna I'm gonna grab one of my little tops of this basil that I have for my garnish before I would like serve that to company or even myself, because I like it like that. Just do a little garnish like that. Ta-da! And it's pretty. Okay. So let's see how it tastes. I think I really like the colors in this. It almost looks like a carrot soup, but it's not. Let's see how we do here. That's good. A little tangy from those sweet tomatoes. I got something I want in there. Okay, so hang on. Yeah, that's good with that. It's a good wine. Anyway, so there you have it. Thank you for watching Two Cooks in the Kitchen. Remember to subscribe to our channel. The more subscribers we get, the better. Then you'll find out about our new videos. And see you next time.